Hello and welcome back to the Bunal Brief. And today what's on my mind is right here, the USPS. And if you don't know this yet, very soon in the next couple months by July 12th, 2026, the postage will be increasing in price. There will be a temporary 8% increase on competitive shipping products like Priority Mail and Ground Advantage, and then there will be a larger permanent price increase as well. This will begin in April 26th, which is less than 10 days away. It's about a week away from today as of recording. The prices are going to go up, and they're going to go up from 78 cents to 82 cents, 74 to 78. You can read it all right here. Now, the reason I bring this up isn't because I want to sit here and complain about the post office. In fact, what I want to do is I want to extol the virtues of the post office. Now here, Mr. Bunal, I am for the post office. I do not mind that it is a government entity. I don't mind that it would cost me potentially taxpayer dollars to fund and run. So that is what I want to talk about briefly here. If we come over here and look, we can see that the post office is actually in the Constitution. And if you look right here, it's actually in Article 1. So it's at the beginning. It is something that our founding fathers felt was important. It helps keep our country informed. It keeps us connected. And of course, before the internet, it was the only way to communicate, or one of the few ways to communicate from long distances. Now that we have the internet, that is a different situation. I will admit that email, if you're old enough to remember when email came out, that is a huge impact to mail lettering, mailing letters, I should say, and other paper products like that, other ledgers and that kind of thing. So obviously the digital age has changed the world, but I still think that the post office serves a major purpose and a foundational purpose in America. One thing I wanted to quickly talk about too was the Postal Service Act of 1970. This is what set the post office as a independent piece of the executive branch. So right now it is under Trump. It is under the executive branch. And that is one of the reasons why it has been gutted and pulled back. Because, and also I was going to say in 1970 was Richard Nixon. So this is another Republican thing where they right here, they aimed for it to be financially sufficient, reducing the reliance on taxpayer subsidies. So again, this is a somewhat complicated topic, but in my opinion, I do not think this is a waste of money for taxpayer dollars. Now, is there a limit to how many taxpayer dollars I think should be spent on the post office? Sure, I think we can debate that. But the pushing it to be fully self-sufficient like a business, I think is the completely wrong answer. Again, this is in our Constitution, in Article 1. It is a piece of our country. It's a piece of our history. I think it deserves more taxpayer dollars to be more robust. Now, I know a lot of people are thinking and have had somewhat bad experiences at the post office. One thing I want to point out to you about that is this. Let's take a look at the starting wages of a federal government post office, right? We're basically looking at from $20 to $21 an hour starting, about 50 grand a year. Right now, just think about that. I know there's a lot of people out there in the world nowadays that are down on the federal government and are down on federal workers, government workers. These guys are making $50,000 a year. They're not getting rich, okay? But they're doing an important job that I think is important. I think deserves our support as taxpayers. We can also quickly look here and we can see that their cost of living increases are laughable. Quick side note, I remember I was in a government job in college. I had a grant from the government, from the federal government for work study, which basically paid my check. So I don't think the college actually paid any or much of my check. I think it was all through this grant because I had a certain amount of money that I could pull from. And then once that money's gone, I think I lost my job. That was a $5 an hour job. And then after 500 hours, I got a 10-cent increase. I wasn't working 40 hours, but if I was working 40 hours, that would have been a $4 a week increase. That's laughable. And to be honest, it is insulting. $4 a week, might as well not give it to me, right? It's laughable. It's insulting. Let's look at what these guys are getting. In March 8th, which just happened about a month and a half ago, they got 19 cents per hour, which was better than I got. But that's $400 a year more. That's what, 12 divided by 4, it's what is that, $30 a month? So less than $10 a week. They're going to get another one here in September, which is 40 cents an hour. That's not too bad. So basically, if by September they're going to be making $1,000 more a year, that's roughly $100 a month. And then they will receive also a general increase. The point here is that these guys are not rich. They are not getting rich on their raises, that they are a mandate in the Constitution, that they are a major part of American history, that they are a needed and necessary piece of our society, and that I just want to say that I support the post office 100%, and I do not like how they are being torn down. Here we can quickly see that since 2007, they have been operating at a loss. Now, again, I am not fully aware of their full financial stuff. I know that they have had some issues in the past. Again, I think the point here is if we can pay them a little bit more, the workers. I think if we support the post office, making sure the offices are clean and in safe areas, and then that the postage is staying in a very affordable rate, I think that is how you bring back the post office. I think there's also potentials to make it into somewhat not a community center, but have community resources available there. Another point of contact for people who need help from our city and federal government. I think that is also a good thing. So again, to wrap up here, the post office has been under attack for quite a long time. I am a huge supporter of it. I think it provides good jobs for people. I think it provides a great service for Americans. I think it's part of the Constitution. Well, I know it's part of the Constitution, so therefore I think it deserves to be supported. And have you ever worked with those other companies, DHL, UPS, FedEx? They're not that great either, right? And they're more expensive. So is that what you want? Do you want a privatized post office? Or do you want to continue to subsidize and boost funding for the post office? Leave your comment below here. Let me know what you think about the post office. Have you had terrible experiences and want it wiped out? Have you had terrible experiences and want it built up? Or do you like going to the post office and have no complaints? Let me know here. Thanks again, guys, and I'll see you on the next Bunal Breakdown.